What started as a sweet surprise turned into a public meltdown, and by the end of it, Katie was in tears, Harvey was walking, strangers were shouting, and an entire flight witnessed the most emotionally raw moment of the week. But wait until you hear what happened after the meltdown, because that's when the real twist hits. This is one of those stories that starts with heartbreak and ends with a front porch reunion no one saw coming. Welcome back to TheFame, where we bring you reality TV's rawest, most relatable moments, even when the cameras aren't technically part of a show. Today, we're diving into an emotional roller coaster that proves once again, motherhood, milestones, and meltdown moments don't wait for a script. From a shocking in-flight incident that left Katie physically sick, to Harvey's first steps and an unforgettable surprise visit. This is the kind of content that keeps you watching till the very last second. And trust us, you'll want to. So let's rewind to the moment it all began. Picture it, a young mom boarding a flight with two little ones, trying her best to hold everything together. She's not new to this. Katie's done it before. The airport juggling act, the snacks, the stroller collapses, the panic when a diaper change coincides with boarding time. But nothing could have prepared her for what happened on this flight. Katie, seated apart from her husband Travis due to last-minute ticket changes, finds herself next to a woman whose patience, let's just say, never even boarded the plane. According to Travis, this woman wasn't just cold, she was downright hostile. Before takeoff, before crying, before anything even happened, she was already trying to get Katie's seat moved, already glaring, already radiating the kind of judgment that every parent traveling with young kids has felt at least once. But what happened next? That's where things escalated. Katie, exhausted, stressed, managing baby Harvey and little Haley, held it together as long as she could. But when the stranger's passive-aggressive comments turned overt and the flight attendants had to step in, the emotional pressure finally broke through. Katie didn't just tear up. She threw up. On the plane. Let that sink in. A mom, simply trying to get through a flight, was harassed to the point of physical distress, and all because her children existed in public. This wasn't a tantrum-fueled disaster. This wasn't chaos in the aisle or a toddler melting down in row 12. No, according to Travis and Katie, the kids were calm. Haley was being sweet and quiet. Harvey wasn't crying. The only real disruption, the grown woman seated behind them, doing everything she could to shame and alienate a young mother traveling with her family. And before you think this story ends with embarrassment and trauma, oh no, that's just the first act. Let's pause and talk about something deeper here. Because what Katie experienced, the silent judgment, the side eyes, the aggressive suggestions to move seats, isn't rare. It's what so many moms face every single day when they dare to step into public spaces with children. The pressure to be perfect, the fear of being that parent, the shame that creeps in when someone makes you feel like your family is an inconvenience. Katie didn't deserve that. And while she sat there, tears streaming, nausea overwhelming her, trying to comfort two kids while barely holding on to her own sense of composure, there were strangers on that flight who stepped up, fellow passengers who looked that judgmental woman in the eye and said, "Good job, mama," who handed her barf bags, who called out the cruelty when flight attendants couldn't. That matters. But so does what came next. Because just hours after being emotionally wrecked on a plane, Katie finds herself experiencing one of the most bittersweet moments in motherhood. Harvey's very first steps. Let's just say the emotional whiplash is real. Katie's voice cracks as she recounts it. She says, "He just took his first steps like 5 minutes ago, and I'm not okay." And who would be? 1 minute you're being humiliated by a stranger in the sky, and the next, your baby, the one who clung to you through that flight, lets go and takes those wobbly, wonderful steps into toddlerhood. And it doesn't stop there. While Katie's still trying to recover from the earlier ordeal, another discovery hits. Harvey's first tooth has come in. Yep, first steps and first tooth in the same day. That's the kind of back-to-back milestone no parent is emotionally prepared for. And Katie? She's still reeling. She even says it herself. I'm happy and sad. Because that's motherhood, isn't it? The joy of seeing your child grow, mixed with the ache of knowing they're no longer that tiny baby you once held. The moment Harvey stood and moved forward on his own, he also moved away, just a little, from the baby days. And Katie felt every inch of that. Now, just when you think the emotional scales are tipping too far, in walks the sweetness. Enters Haley, the doting big sister, bursting with excitement as she receives a surprise scooter, complete with princess colors and squeals of delight. A small gift, but a huge moment for a little girl who's been such a trooper. And this is what balances the chaos, the smiles, the togetherness, the normalcy that still exists in between the drama. Of course, Travis, ever the fixer, dives into dad duty mode. From yard work to hauling pine straw and wielding scissors to trim the bushes. Yes, actual scissors. He's trying to reset the rhythm, get things back to normal. Let the kids play. Give Katie space to breathe. But normal, that's not the vibe of this week. Because what Katie doesn't know and what Travis has been quietly planning is the surprise of a lifetime. A front porch moment that's going to erase the trauma of the flight, make up for the tears, and give everyone a memory worth holding on to forever. Want to know what it is? Stay right there because what happens next involves a secret trip, a hidden camera, and a reunion so pure it brought everyone to tears. But before we get to that front porch reveal, there's something else brewing, something that adds another layer to this already emotionally charged day. Katie, still recovering from the trauma of the flight, tries to push forward. She's fighting back tears, trying to recenter. You can see it in her eyes, that look every parent knows, the one where you have to keep going even when your heart's still catching up. She smiles through the pain, encourages Haley, plays with Harvey, talks about yard work and mulch. But you can tell she hasn't really exhaled since that moment on the plane. And then comes the confession. She says softly, I just feel wrecked for the whole day. The stress, it won't come down. And then it happens. The door opens. There's a pause, then confusion, then the beautiful, explosive realization, oh my goodness, what are you doing here? It's magic. Her parents step out, still in house clothes, stunned into pure joy. Gigi scoops up Haley in disbelief, her eyes wide. You surprised us, she gasps, pointing at Katie like she just pulled off a bank heist. Travis laughs, hiding in the bushes. Harvey blinks in the morning light, still holding his little sippy cup like a prop in a family comedy. The mission? Accomplished. But it's more than just a prank, more than a clever setup. It's redemption. For Katie, for the trauma, for the tears, it's the universe saying, yes, today started terribly, but look where you are now, surrounded by love, sharing milestones, making memories. This isn't just about surprising family. This is about reclaiming joy, even after someone tried to rob you of it. And as they all pile into the living room, hugs flowing, laughter echoing, Katie pulls out her phone and whispers, I got a video.